Hello and welcome to Wild Finds, where I search thrift stores for media items. At this spot right here, ooh, blankets are 75% off and everything else is 50% off, except clothes. Looks like they got some new donations here, a bag of CDs, nice. Looks like a lot of classic rock. Pink Floyd, yes. And Genesis, or if you're in Europe, they call this group Mega Drive. Kidding, obviously. There is a band called Mega Drive, and they do good, like, neo-retro keyboard music. Okay, so I was kind of in the way over there, so we're gonna move over here and look at these items. And okay, look through all these over here, and a bunch of these I would have grabbed, like this Yes one. It's just too scratched up. And some are just not worth anything, or I'm not interested in, so I passed on those. But I am gonna grab this Smashing Pumpkins Bullet with Butterfly Wings. It's a CD single, but it has 7 songs. I used to love when they would do that. You'd get like a really good value for a cheap price, so very cool there. Gotta grab the Led Zeppelin 3, the Genesis double album right there. This seems pretty valuable, and also this Bee Gees album right here seems pretty valuable as well. And there was a bag of DVDs, and I'm actually grabbing most of them. These are the ones I'm not grabbing, but the ones I am gonna grab, this Walt Disney Treasures one, these can be pretty valuable, so definitely grabbing that one. Very cool, very cool. This one, oh, fantastic find. Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same, collector's edition. Very nice, and it's in good shape too. This one's in good shape, it's brand new even. Return from Witch Mountain, not the best shape, but I just want to watch this. I've seen the first one, and now I'll watch the sequel. Very cool, right there. These Midnight Movie ones can have value, so I'll grab that. This B.B. King one looks really obscure. It's kind of in the weird plastic case. Nice. And this one seems obscure too. The double feature of Dog Watch and Face the Evil. And this was interesting. They have 3 copies of the animated The Lord of the Rings and 2 copies of Return of the King. I often wonder when they have duplicates of the same title, like did someone have 2 because one was broken? Not really sure. But the price is right. I'll grab all these right here. These are pretty good movies. They're worth watching. I also got this Paul McCartney set right here. Very nice. This U2 one. I'm not even sure if this is Region 1 or not, but I'll grab it regardless. And finally, The Who, live in Boston. And can't forget about this, the Pyrex casserole container right there. Pyrex stuff can have value, so I'll grab that. Killer jacket, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Aren't you warm though?
Huh?
Aren't you warm?
I'm here for the show. You got it. For the show, you don't worry about it.
Did I meet you before? Have you ever dressed like Elvis?
Uh-huh. I'm all shook up. Was that me?
Yeah. There you go.
Are you lonesome tonight? Thank you very much. The battery's right there. I bought some Elvis cologne. Elvis.
Nice, nice. But wait, can't forget about these. There's some video games. Pac-Man Worlds 3. These are $2 each. I think Scooby-Doo is like a $10 one. Pac-Man World Rally, that looks like it could be fun. I think I'll grab these 3 right here. I also found this right here, Steel Frontier, which looks like a fun, cheesy movie. It's got Brian James, or is that pronounced Brian James? I'm not really sure. This looks like exactly the right type of cheese that I like. Hey, so just wanted to pop in here and say this Led Zeppelin DVD you saw me grab. The disc is mint condition, but it just doesn't work, unfortunately. It's put up by Warner Brothers, and they're notorious for having malfunctioning discs, and it's just a shame. And maybe about 6 months ago or so, I found an Al Pacino movie called Cruising, and that one also didn't work. So be wary of Warner Brothers. If you resell, I would advise testing them first, because you might be selling someone junk. So now here at the Goodwill bin store, I didn't find that much, but what I did find were pretty big items. Very excited for these. An obscure movie called Countryman. or Countryman. And this looks very interesting. I'm definitely gonna watch this. This seems to sell between like $20 and $50, so great score there. And another very obscure one, Highlander, the complete animated series. I had never heard of this before. Apparently this came out in 1994. And this is another one that seems to go for as high as 50 bucks. So great score right there. And a couple other kind of cool ones. Shaft in Africa, still brand new. And the Players Club, still brand new. And yeah, it's always just kind of neat when you find the old snap cases still new. And the CD here by Charles Mingus, that's brand new as well. And who also found this right here, Teen Witch and the Heavenly Kid 2-pack double feature. And these are two halfway decent, underrated 80s movies. Ooh, and I also found this long sleeve It t-shirt that I thought was pretty cool. And an obscure 1980s computer hacking book. Ooh, this should be cool. Now I'm about to meet up with a viewer of mine, and she had watched my video where I show my PlayStation 2 game collection, and she wanted to know if I wanted to buy her collection, and she had some really good stuff. She sent me pictures, and we agreed on $400, so I'm gonna go get that right now. Looks like there's gonna be rain though. I hope I don't get too poured on. Okay, I grabbed those games and it was a success. There was even strategy guides that I didn't know would be included for some hard to find games like Silent Hill, Resident Evil trilogy there. And the games themselves are good too. We got like a Dark Cloud. I don't think I have that one, so definitely a good find. Silent Hill 3. That's one of the bigger games in the lot that's pretty desirable nowadays. We have the Resident Evil Wii games right there. Cold Bear, now this is one I wanted for my collection, so very happy to find that. The Thing, I used to own this, but when I did my PlayStation 2 recap about a month ago, I don't think I talked about that one, so I must have gotten rid of it, but I'll add that back to the collection. Very nice, very nice. Got a bunch of Resident Evils here, Manhunt, and another big one here, the Game Boy Advance player. This lets you play Game Boy Advance games on the GameCube, and it even includes the disc, which can be hard to find. Very nice right there. More games, X-Files, that's a big one. The Suffering Ties That Bind. I don't think I own that one, so very happy to get that. More games over here, fantastic. Very happy with this pickup. And like I said, these cost $400, so they weren't free, but definitely a good deal. Spider-Man, those are hard to find. Techno's Deception, I talked about that a little bit in my PlayStation 2 video. We got the Namco Collection 2 right there, that's hard to find. Dino Crisis, that's hard to find. Overblood, that's hard to find too. We have a Loose Siren game right there, very nice, very nice. And there's even more over here. Heck yeah. At this next spot right here, which is an outdoor flea market, but there's also indoor stuff too. DVDs 50 cents each. Ooh, they have a bag of buttons for $5. Now this one seems to be a computer pun. The good, the bad, and the ugly, but I don't even know what that means. ROM wasn't built in a day. There's some airline ones. Now airline stuff actually can have resale value. I'll definitely grab this. If I just sell one pin, I'll make my money back. Yeah, so a bunch of these Computer World pins. Some of the puns I just don't get, like this, I love when you debase me. And some are a little naughty. Smile if you fondle floppies. And now at this next spot over Ohio. Okay, so I checked the media section. They didn't really have anything. But over here I noticed they have some shelving, which actually in the market for a little bit expensive for this size. They're not huge. I would like them to be taller and wider. But I could use these. I'm kind of curious why this one's 20 and then this one's 25. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pick these two up. Nice, heck yeah. Grab these two right here. And I guess they were having a sale. $35 for the two. And think of all the movies I can put on there. The Goonies, The Ghoulies, The Munchies, Monster Squad, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Leatherheads, Titanic. Possibilities are endless. And okay, after going on and on about all the DVDs I was going to put on these shelves, I actually decided not to use it for DVDs at all. And instead I got miscellaneous stuff like Nintendo DS games, PlayStation 1 games, PS4 games, horror Blu-ray, just random Blu-ray right here, some Steelbooks, some Quentin Tarantino Blu-rays, Nintendo Switch games, Disney Blu-ray, and some other animated movies as well. Nintendo Wii games and miscellaneous Blue right there. Okay, jumping in here once again, I wanted to talk about this movie I found, Countryman. And I had said that this was a reggae movie, which isn't really accurate. There's lots of reggae music in the movie, but this guy isn't a reggae artist. I think I misread a quote on the back here, which made me think he was a reggae artist. But no, this is just like a fisherman dude who lives in Jamaica, and he's almost like a real-life version of Tarzan, except for this movie takes place in the 1980s. And yeah, he's like helping out these two Americans. Their plane crashes in Jamaica, and the plot's a little confusing. I think the Jamaican government is trying to frame these people, and he's helping them out. And yeah, this was one of the better movies that I had never heard of, and I went into it blind and just happened to watch. And yeah, I like this one. So if you find this, definitely grab it. And something else I wanted to talk about, you probably saw all these books in the background here. We'll talk about these. I talk about my friend Tim, who sends me stuff a lot, and yeah, I appreciate it. All this stuff comes from him. And the books here we showed, but also there were a couple Blu-rays and CDs and stuff. Like got this one, Nausicaa. I don't think I ever even heard of this one before, so very cool right there. And Rush Week. I've watched this one on Tubi before. And typical of a lot of movies like this, it's like a little boring. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but yeah, a little boring, but like it has good gore to it. So like fun to watch still. But this one I've never heard of, and I love zombie movies. And this one's called Curse of the Screaming Dead. And yeah, it's a zombie movie from 1982. So this looks right up my alley. Can't wait to watch that. We have a Hellsing manga style, comic right there. Very nice. Some CDs, Death from Above 1979. Now, that's definitely an underrated band, not really talked about much nowadays. But yeah, good stuff there. Mitch Hedberg, one of the best comics ever. More CDs, Weezer. Funny thing about Weezer is I kind of find them to be so-so nowadays, but they have unreleased stuff that's better than the albums they put out. Look up, when this video is over, look up Weezer, The Last Days of Summer, which is just like demos that a fan put together. And yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah, I do like Weezer, but some things they put out aren't the greatest. More CDs here, another Weezer. Coheed and Cambria right there. That's one of my favorite bands. Like them a lot. And now we have all the books over here. Jay and Silent Bob Chasing Dogma. I used to read Kevin Smith comics all the time, but I don't think I ever read this one. One thing I did notice is there's like a lot of dialogue, obviously. And in comics, I want it to flow. I don't want to have to like read that much. Like I'd rather just read a regular novel. So that's my only issue at first glance of this one right here. But yeah, I'll read that regardless. And there's a bunch of horror comics here, trade paperbacks to be more precise. They're not like single issue comics. Like this one is a R.L. Stine one, but it looks to be very adult, so very cool there. And if anyone has read any of these, let me know if they're any good or not. Gotta love Elvira there. Elvira meets Vincent Price. Nice. Gotta love the turtles right here. This is very cool book. Murder Falcon. Come on, falcons don't murder. Space Mullet. And we got more over here. Now this Simpsons has to be like an unofficial book. I don't think they licensed this. But yeah, cool book right there. Oh yeah! And it is kind of crazy just how many comics exist that like you probably have never heard of before. Now the new Crow movie looks really bad. I might not even bother to see it, but maybe if I'm really bored. Like I've said before, I do see about 2 movies a week at the theater, so if it's a slow week, I might have to go check that one out. This one was interesting. The script is written by Jamie Lee Curtis. And the art looks really cool on this right here. Can't wait to read some of these. But that's gonna do it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time around.